Hi, good evening. Welcome tonight. Thank you for being here. This is a great crowd. We're so glad that you're here tonight to honor all of these students here with us tonight. My name is Rhonda Davis. I'm the Director of Special Programs for Garland ISD, and it is my privilege to introduce to you our first speaker of the evening, our new fantastic Superintendent, Dr. Lopez.
Oh, good evening. What a special day it's been. Earlier today, the Board of Trustees and myself got to honor the top teachers and the Teachers of the Year in the district. And then we conclude the evening with the finest, brightest stars that we have, our students. Welcome to the 2018 Superintendent's Scholar Recognition Ceremony. Tonight we are recognizing 12th grade students who recently were named National Merit Finalists, one of the highest honors in the nation. Our 10th grade students who have the highest scores on October PSAT and the NMSQT, these are our future National Merit Finalists, and 7th graders who have qualified to be named Duke Tip Scholars. So that is the third generation of what is sure going to be National Merit Scholars. Thank you for being here this evening, but before we get started, I'd like to introduce some very special guests. First of all, from the Board of Trustees, Board President, Mr. Larry Glick. Board Vice President, Jed Reed. Board Secretary, Johnny Beach. Board Assistant Secretary, Ms. Linda Griffin. Trustee, Robert Selders. I'd also like to introduce GISD leadership, Dr. Brent Ringo. Are you in the audience? Where's Dr. Brent Ringo? Chief Financial Officer, Dr. Linda Chance. Chief Human Resources Officer, Dr. Jovan Wells. Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Wendy Eldridge. Assistant Superintendent, Area Directors, Ron Griffin, Ray Merrill, and Dr. Angel Rivera. Please stand. There you are. Campus principals, assistant principals, and counselors, stand to be recognized. Oh my gosh, how about a big round of applause for our entertainment, the Garland High School String Quartet, directed by Mr. Brian Peacock. I thought we were walking into a CD. You guys are that good. The committee that planned this reception, please stand to be recognized. Whoever will stand, they're already standing. They're directing and pointing to traffic. The Superintendent Scholars Program is designed to improve the academic achievement of GISD students. Many sophomores here tonight qualified to be Duke Tip Scholars their 7th grade year and had their first experience with planning this challenging SAT or SAT. And this year, as sophomores, you had the opportunity to take the PSAT and NMSQT. The simple fact that you're here tonight says you perform well on these tests. In fact, you performed so well that we believe that you have the potential to score high enough on the PSAT, NMSQT next year to qualify as a commended student, a National Merit Finalist, a National Merit Finalist, semifinalist, and finalist, or even the coveted National Merit Scholar Award. Achieving one of these honors can earn scholarships in many colleges, universities, and give you an edge in the competitive college admissions process. A high score on these exams also communicates that you are academically prepared for college and one of the best of the best. Admissions to a college is only the first step. In Garland ISD, we want our students to succeed in college and success on all facets of college, careers, and life. You are on that path to achieve that goal. Tonight, we'll describe the Scholars Program, which is designed to help you prepare for taking these tests, especially the PSAT, in October. Now, parents, what you need to understand is this. What's not really understood when you're a National Merit Finalist is in order to be that high, You have to qualify before you get in that race. You have to score extremely high on the PSAT, NMSQT, so that way you can qualify to be a National Merit Finalist. And if you score high enough and you're allowed to be on there, you have to be at the top of the level. I don't mean just barely on top. I mean you have to be above 99.5% of the other test takers. Let me repeat that. You have to be above 99.5 of the other test takers in the nation. That's how good these kids are. It starts with Duke Tip. That's why we're recognizing the 7th graders, so you could achieve and see and visualize yourself as being a National Merit Finalist. It's an extreme honor to be that type of scholar. The Duke University Talent Identification Program identifies academically talented 7th grade students based on their performance on the SAT or ACT. Duke scholars, your scores, even at this early age of your academic career, clearly show that you have the capability, the potential, the gift to undertake phenomenal feats in your high school as you ready yourself for college and beyond. This brings me to our recognition of 11 seniors who, by virtue of their outstanding scores, have been identified as National Merit Finalists. These young men and women exemplify all the qualities of scholarly achievement. They once were in the same position as you 7th graders, just embarking on their academic journey. Tonight, you are all here together to celebrate your outstanding achievements. To all our scholars tonight, the spotlight is on you. You have earned it. You put the work in while balancing student leadership, academic course loads, and extracurricular commitments. You have met the challenges of your teachers, your counselors, who continually encourage you to excel. But you could not have been here without the will to want to be here. With the encouragement of your parents and the belief in yourself, you are now demonstrating you are one of the best in the entire nation. You represent some of the best students not only in Garland, not only in the great state of Texas, but the whole United States of America. So, I'm a proud superintendent to see so many scholars here tonight. And I know 11 is not just the beginning. We're going to increase that number from year to year. I'd like to introduce an advocate for advanced academics. I would say more like a champion of advanced academics. Our board president for Garland Independent School District, and please remember his enthusiasm represents the entire board. It's a great team that we work with. Mr. Glick, please come to the podium, and thank you for being here tonight.
It's a great honor to be here this evening. In another century, I was one of you, really proud parents, proud teachers, proud principal. Matter of fact, in my 7th grade year, as the semester was starting, the principal called my parents and myself into his office, and he said he wanted to congratulate the 3 of us because I had scored very, very high on the IQ test, over 180. He said, so your son qualifies as a genius. Huh, who would think? These people would have some questions about that. And we're going to be giving him a lot of extra homework. So what you probably think I'm going to be talking to you tonight about is being smart. Actually, I'm going to talk to you about the opposite, being stupid. And I have two examples of being stupid. So the first one, when I got out of college, and I would have been what we now call an avid student. I'm a first-generation American, first one in my family to graduate college. And there was no thought at that point about going to graduate school, none at all. Later on, I would get a Juris Doctorate and an MBA, but not then. So I had 3 really interesting offers coming out of college. One was a company called Burroughs, now known as Unisys. And back then, Burroughs was competing with IBM for mainstream computers, mainframe, the real big ones. And so I got the job, and after a week at work, they sent us to school in Rochester, New York. Now, I was living in New York City at the time. The first day of class, there were 15 of us in the class, and they had signs in front of us. They had my name, Larry Glick, and the office we came from. Mine was an office on Long Island called Hempstead. There were offices from Chicago, Los Angeles, Detroit, I think San Antonio was there, Atlanta. There was also one from Panama City. And I'm thinking, now, later on you're going to hear about my traveling around the world. Back then, I thought about traveling, and I'm saying, wow, Panama City, the Panama Canal, how exciting. And at the end of the day, they assigned us projects. One was a project by yourself, one was with one other person, one with a group of 3 others. It just so happens the project I got for 2 of us was with a gentleman from Panama City. And we would talk at various times, and I would say, wow, you must have had a really long trip here. And he said, wow, I had to change planes in Atlanta, and this and that. It was a long day. Another time we were talking about our majors in college, and he said, I was a language major, majoring mainly in Spanish. And I said, of course, to be working in Panama City. Another time he said to me, I have a beautiful apartment. I look out and I see all the boats going by. Of course you do. And then another time we talked, I said, how many tourists? He said, there are tourists here all the time. So the last day of the 2 weeks, the CEO of the whole corporation came because we were the class. We were the best and brightest. He wanted to talk to us. He asked us 2 things. He said, tell us where you think the corporation is going to be the next 5, 10, or 15 years, and tell us something you've learned while you're here. So it came my turn. I talked about the future of the corporation, and then I said, I've met a really good friend. I can't wait to visit him in Panama City and go through the Panama Canal. At that point, there was total silence in the whole room. Remember, stupid. And everybody's looking at me. I'm thinking, what? And the CEO walks over to me. It's a big, big shot, okay? And he says, sir, young man, I think he said, young man, we don't have any offices in Panama City, Panama. That office is in Panama City, Florida. Now, if I could have, I would have done story number 2. So, like I said, I love to travel around the world. And about 5 or 6 years ago, there was a story about the greatest travel adventure for wildlife in the world was to go see the mountain gorillas, okay? And there were 3 places, but they're all contiguous countries. One is Rwanda, but they had just gone through a series of multiple genocides that took place with tribal fighting, so that wasn't a good place to visit. The other place could have been the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Now, there's a famous quote from a philosopher called Voltaire, which you'll learn, some of you probably know Voltaire, some of you will learn Voltaire. He was talking about the Holy Roman Empire. And he says it wasn't holy, it wasn't Roman, and it wasn't an empire. Well, now you have the philosopher Larry Glick saying the Democratic Republic of the Congo was not democratic and it's not a republic. Okay, so I'm not going there. So it leaves me with one country to go to, and that's Uganda. So as I started reading about the trip to the mountain gorillas in Uganda, they said for most human beings who make the trek up the mountain, it's the most physically enduring thing you will ever do in your life. But I'm thinking, wait a minute. I ran under a 4:10 high school mile. I've been over 22,000 feet without oxygen on Mount Everest. I can handle this. So get to Uganda. The first stop is the Kibale Forest. We got to see chimps on the ground, incredible. We got to Queen Elizabeth Park, see the tree climbing lions, and finally we get to the mountains where the mountain gorillas are. And you can only have a group of 6 going up. We were a group of 11 tourists and 1 tour guide. And so we flipped a coin. Our group of 6 got to see the R group, called Rashangura group. They are normally lower on the mountain. The other group of 6 got to go to the Hashanbaya group, and that's the ones that are at the top of the mountain. That's the ones that people talked about the most physically taxing thing you will ever do in your life. So we both groups started at 8 o'clock in the morning. We got done, around 12:15. The other group, we went to the place we left. They couldn't back. Finally, after 5 o'clock, they got back. They got back. And I've used the expression, it looked like they had been in a war and lost. You could have never seen people so physically exhausted as they were coming off the mountain. Immediately, 3 of that group said, I'm not going back, and I'm not going to ever go back on that mountain again in my life. So then we all went back to the hotel, came to dinner about 2 hours later. One of the gentlemen from the group that went to the H group couldn't even get out of bed. His wife said, does anybody have any pills? He will take any pills you have. He has that much pain. So that's 4 people of the 6 who said, I'm not going back on that mountain. 2 of our group who had gone to our group said, we'll go. We're not going to go tomorrow either. So all of a sudden, 4 and 2, 6 of our 11 people weren't going back the next day. So at that point, I went to bed and I tossed and turned and I said, Larry, be smart, be smart. You've gone up the mountain, you've seen silverbacks, you've seen baby gorillas, you've experienced it. Why should you go back tomorrow? Why should you endure it? You've seen the pain they had. And this is when I'm going to ask our honorees to give me some help. They've all received this envelope, and it says, please do not open your certificate until instructed by me. So get ready. Not yet, hold on, not yet. We have to vote first. So now I get up in the morning, I look at the mountain, and it's staring me in the face, and it looks like it goes straight up. I'm thinking, we're going to have to go above that mountain and bing. And then at breakfast that morning, another person from the first group says, I'm not going either. So out of that first group of 6, 5 said they're not going. And I went back after breakfast, had about 20 minutes to make a decision. Still thinking, be smart, be stupid. I'd like to have a vote. If you were me, I'll talk about me in a minute. If you were me, if you raise your hand, would you go up on the mountain? Please raise your hand. And how many wouldn't go up on the mountain? I think more would go than not go. Now, what do you think I did? How many think I went up on the mountain? How many think I didn't go up on the mountain? Okay. So now you can open your envelopes. And I'm going to open my own. So actually, I did go up on the mountain. And I will tell you, after about 3 hours of going straight uphill on the mountain, I said, we're at the top. We're at the top. I'll show you what they're seeing right now. It's a picture of the largest silverback gorilla in the world, over 900 pounds. And I will tell you the story about this in a moment. So after being on the mountain, thinking I'm at the top of the mountain, we took a rest, and then they said, no, we're not at the top. And the next grade was almost 85% to get to the top of the mountain. So we finally get there, and then in about 15 minutes, out came the machetes, cutting out through the brush and the jungle, and there were the H group, the magnificent H group. 28 mountain gorillas, habituated, babies, 2 silverback gorillas. Now remember I told you 2 of our group had decided not to go. They were replaced by a couple from Paris, France. And the group from Paris, France, the husband and wife were standing here, I was standing here, and the second largest silverback walked right in between us. It was one of those experiences that I can't even describe, because you could have gone over and petted the silverback gorilla. It was that close. So then an interesting thing happened. The little babies came out. 2 little baby gorillas, as cute as you can imagine. And they started playing right there. So what did I do? I'm a photographer. And this photograph, by the way, is seen by multi-millions of people. I'll tell you that in a moment. I went over and kneeled down. That's what photographers do, right? I had my lens, and I'm taking pictures of the baby gorillas right in front of me. And all of a sudden, out of the jungle comes 900-pound. If you've seen the King Kong movies and you think this doesn't really occur in life, this occurred. This occurred. I'm on my knees, and the big 900-pound, largest mountain gorilla in the world sits right in front of the two baby gorillas. I am as close as that plant to the mountain gorilla, or this plant on this side. I'm scared to death. Be honest. I am scared to death. And I look at our guide, and he's he doesn't want to even see what's going to happen next. I don't want to see what's going to happen. He doesn't want to see. So again, I'm a photographer. I've done some crazy things with pictures. That's what wildlife photographers do. So I showed him my camera, and first he says no. I show him the camera again, and he says 1, meaning I can take one picture. And so again, I'm a pretty good photographer, maybe very good. I adjusted made 20 different adjustments to my camera to get one picture. And this is the picture I got. And this has been carried all over the world. It was a great experience. Now, again, the topic was stupid. Was it stupid to do that, to go up that mountain? Probably so. Because when I came back that night, got in bed, I didn't know you could get cramps in that many muscles for that long a time. I laid in bed for over 2 hours, and I couldn't move. But you know, to me, it was worth it. So I guess in life, you're going to have choices. You are going to do stupid things. You are going to say stupid things. And sometimes you're going to make decisions between right and wrong, good and bad, smart and stupid. Hopefully, when you make that decision, you end up seeing this mountain gorilla. And what I'd like to do now, thank you. One of the things that I enjoy most is when I go to our grade school classes, and I love, just like all the trustees do, we all love to go to our classrooms to see the kids. We love it. I will ask, when I'm telling that story, I'll ask 2 of the young first, second, third graders I said, who wants to be a baby gorilla? And 2 kids will come up. I said, who wants to be a mountain gorilla? They'll come, and I'll tell that story, and the kids love it. So with that in mind, please direct your attention to the screens as we hear from some of our former students who have experienced success through our summer programs. Thank you very much.
GISD has 11 National Merit Finalists, and part of their success can be attributed to programs such as the Scholars Academy.
The Academy helped me to think in new ways, whereas I would always just try and complete every question and get the right answer specifically.
It's not really like school, you're not just sitting there in silence, we got to talk and work through problems together.
After the PSAT taken twice and after the help over the summer, I was able to really had a good idea of what I was supposed to do.
Well, it definitely gave me a lot more confidence going into the tests because there were a bunch of practice tests.
The Superintendent Scholars Program provided me with an immense number of resources, and I really cannot recommend it enough because it provided me with a support system of great teachers and other students who really did provide me with a lot of support and encouragement along the way.
I'm not very good at test taking a lot of times. I get overstressed, and the program, since it was so preparatory, it really helps me in calming down before the test.
It helped out the way that I approach all tests in general, which is to also look at the answers instead of just rushing ahead on my own.
It's in a relaxed atmosphere, surrounded by coaches that are cheering them on and ready for them to take on the world.
You know, I'm really excited about this opportunity that I'm going to have this summer to spend with you to get ready for the PSAT, introduce our strategies that we're going to show you, get you ready for that test. So when it comes time next year, you are totally, what in the dork side is going on here?
What's up, guys? Not only do you get to learn some valuable lessons, we also get to dress up.
Wait, what? We get to dress up?
Up.
I can?
Every day.
So what's this?
This is, of course, Sci-Fi Day. There's nothing better than Star Wars.
The instructors were good. Like they were pretty funny, and they helped me learn a lot.
What other days are there?
You know, sometimes we dress up as our favorite college. Baylor, of course, leads the pack. I can't blame anyone.
I can barely stand that.
I loved how interactive we were with the instructors and how they made sure that each of us was on task and understood everything. And then I also loved the techniques they gave us for the SAT. There were things that I hadn't seen before, and they really helped me.
What days do you think we should use?
Well, I like favorite musician day. You know, we could totally do that.
Baby, 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 oh.
The sense of community and the atmosphere is very laid back and enjoyable because we all eat lunch and breakfast together. And being with a group of people who are working towards the same goal really helps you get motivated.
Best thing about this, not only do you get to dress up, we bring snacks.
Oh, so they're gonna learn, they're gonna get ready, and they're gonna have fun.
They're gonna have fun and they're gonna get fed.
That's awesome.
That is, I mean, what else would you want from the summer?
Nothing else.
We invest in these scholars beyond the 12 days in the summer. We're committed to them, and they know it. And that's why they show up every single day, ready to work. Yes, we practice, we do drills, but we make it fun.
It's not a lot of work, and it does help you, so it pays off in the end. So I think it was helpful. I would recommend it.
GISD covers the cost of Scholars Academy and provides transportation from neighboring schools.
The school's paying for this, so it's like a huge opportunity. You don't want to just pass that up.
I know it's really expensive if you go out and do it on your own and you have to go buy the Princeton Review stuff.
Our program participants receive a Princeton Review coursebook and access to the Princeton Review portal through the PSAT and MSQT in October.
They made sure we went through the whole book before the summer was over, and they really made me feel comfortable in the environment.
You really have nothing to lose except for time, and it's during the summer, so you have plenty of time to do that.
Our past participants have boasted of a selection index score increase of 20 to 30 points, an overall score increase of 150 points to 200 points.
PSAT score went up by 170 points.
My test score went up about 80 points.
On my test scores, I went up 100 points.
It definitely increased my score doing that. I mean, any kind of help is going to do it, and I definitely think it was a major help.
Our students are sending emails, text messages saying, I received $59,000 from this school, $99,000 from this university. This college is paying me to go to school.
I'm getting half of my fees paid for just because of my SAT scores and everything.
They've already shown the potential. We just walk alongside them to get them a little bit further so that doors of opportunity just fly open.
We are so excited to see you guys there. We can't wait. Hope you have a great summer with us.
Please join us. We can't wait for you to join us.
May the fun be with you.
Long and prosper, Bilbo.
Good luck to everyone in the upcoming year, and make sure to be a part of the Superintendent Scholars Program because you will not regret it.
Join Scholars.
Say that again.
Join Scholars.
One of those men was my husband. Good evening. My name is Danae Taylor, and I'm the College and Career Facilitator for the district. Each year, 1.6 million juniors take the PSAT. In early September, about 16,000 students, or approximately 0.5% of the highest scoring students per state, are notified by the National Merit Scholarship Corporation that they have qualified as a National Merit semifinalist. The stated goals of National Merit are to honor the nation's scholastic champions and encourage the pursuit of academic excellence. National Merit then provides scholarship application materials to semifinalists. To be considered for a National Merit Scholarship, semifinalists must advance to finalist standing. Students designated as finalists have taken the SAT and earned scores that confirm their high achievement on the PSAT. In February, about 15,000 semifinalists are notified that they have advanced to National Merit finalist standing. High school principals are notified and provided with a certificate to present to each finalist. For the second year in a row, all of GISD's National Merit semifinalists achieved National Merit standing. This is a special group of scholars, and we are very proud to celebrate their outstanding academic achievement. This year, we have 11 National Merit finalists. Garland ISD 2018 National Merit finalists, please come forward when you hear your name. Tarima Bhuyan. Safwan Chaudhary. Ethan Durand. John Hardy. Caleb Harris. Austin Hill. Ryan Mann. Ryan O'Malley. Brandon Tran. Ryan Trout. Austin Sow. Please join me one more time in applauding our National Merit finalists on their outstanding achievement. And thank you to the parents, teachers, counselors, PSAT coaches, and campus administrators who encouraged them along the way. At this time, Dr. Javon Wells and Dr. Rhonda Davis will recognize our Superintendent scholars. Then we will recognize our Duke Tip scholars.
Good evening. For the moment we've been waiting for, we get to recognize these scholars tonight. So I'll begin with our first scholar as they get lined up. Earl John Alba. Hamza Altal. Ashanti Anthony. Bethel Asfal. Matthew Assis. Vanessa Awalt. Sarah Bailey. Bailey Balderson. Haitlin Barricklow. Nolan Bean. Peyton Blankenship. Chandler Boyd. Caleb Brewer. Caitlin Brown. Michaela Brown. Kendall Bush. Rodolfo Carrion. Mia Caruso. Claire Cavalier. Alina Chershafro. Victor Cruz Vieira. Liam Davis. Tien Din. Jenny Doan. Jenna Easter. Noah Escobedo. Mackenzie Estefano. Shannon Fiscus. Naomi Guerra. Sarah Harden, Hunter Hennig, James Ho, Michelle Huang, Bailey Hogan, Anthony Jones, Jasneet Judge, Zaina Khan, Andrew Lam, and Brian Lam. Alexander Laveau, Chelsea Leon, Kaylin Lewis, Jasmine Limon, Taryn Luttrell, Ryan Marshall, Derek Martin, Ryan Martyr, Raya Matthews, Bailey McClellan, Emily McCormick, Diane Mendoza, Jonas Morphs Hayward, Aria Morgan, Dallas Murray, Zachary Newstetter, Zachary Wynn, Andrew Wynn, Kaylee Nietic, William Norris,
Ready? Brian Ortiz, Caleb Parrish, Cecilia Parker, Molly Parker, Stephen Patterson, thank you, Devi Pennington, Julius Perez, Javier Perez, Alex Rakowitz, Ryan Riley, hang on, Ishan Raretti, Nash Robinson, Dahlia Salam Ahmed, Nicholas Sanders, Olivia Saunders, Alicia Sebastian, Derica Sock. Sherry, right? Okay. Sherry Soto. David Tang. Madeline Taylor. Benjamin Tedley. Thank you. Joshua Thompson. Thank you. Sarah Teets. Scott Tran. Gia Tin Tran. Michelle Tran. Kelly Trin. Lynn Trin. Nam Truong. Kenya Vasquez. Caleb Vinson. Tyler Walker. Juliet Walters. Thank you. Vanessa Wharton. Vanessa Williams. Elijah Wilson. Rebecca Workelmahu. Isaac Yu. Thank you. Adam Zaman. Hang on a second. At this time, we're going to switch over and honor our Duke Tibbs Scholars. Natalie Ayala. Alistair Beboso. Adriel Kawis. Maria Mowit Dobby. Brian Den. Maya Douglas. Gotcha. Zenatria Evans. Thank you. Elizabeth Howard. Justin Nguyen. Kenneth Johnson. Ty Lee. Molly McGuire. Thank you. Jennifer Mata. I got you. Caleb Matthews. Henry Wynn. Gotcha. All right. David Onadeco. Good. Derek Onyua. Ken Leonard Operaji. Tiffany Pelto. Caleb Peters. Haley Poole. Sophia Stinson. Ashish Virji. Cohen Webb. Mackenzie Wheeler. Jillian White. Damian Yates.
Saving the best for last.
Naam Yeshatella. I wanted to wait until all of them were back in the room so that they can hear your resounding applause for their efforts once again. Thank you for that. We're going to close now. We want to invite you to stay with us. We have refreshments in the back, but I just wanted to tell you thank you for sharing your kids with us and choosing GISD. We're so proud of our students and all of their accomplishments, but it is especially nice tonight to consider the academic awareness that our community has, and we are so grateful to you for being a part of that.